if you want to know the psychology behind why is it that you always get into arguments, why is it that you get into arguments with your woman, why is it that even though you feel like you laid down the foundation, for some reason, even though you're trying to set boundaries, she continues to argue with you. She continues to bigger. I have fucking hiccups, but who cares, bro? I'm not cutting this out, and I'm gonna make this video. So you wonder why she continues to argue with you, right? I've figured out the science behind it. What is the science behind why your woman won't stop arguing with you, right? You guys are gonna have to excuse my hiccups. Why won't she stop arguing with you, right? Because maybe you've talked to her about it. Maybe you've said a few things on, hey, listen, this is not what I like. I don't like it when you do this. I don't like it when you do that. But here's the thing, right? Because when you're in love, when you have love for someone, 9 times out of 10, even if that woman continues to do the thing over and over again, what do you think that you're supposed to do? Well, I love her, so I have to sit here and work it out. What you need to understand is that's going to cause more arguments. If you sit there and you tolerate it, why? Because you're going to do it one time, it's not going to be heard, your concern is not going to be heard at all, and then you do it, she does it again, or, now the concern has been talked about 2 times. Now you're starting to get a little more frustrated. Third time, now you're getting even more frustrated. Fourth, fifth, sixth time, and now you're having an outburst. You guys are having a full-blown argument. Why? Because you don't understand self-respect. Self-respect, I'll tell you exactly what it is, right? Because, my goodness. I'll tell you exactly what it is, right? Because this is my mindset on it, right? I believe that you can love someone, you can love someone, you can care about them, you can think that this person is great for you, but at the end of the day, if you don't love yourself first, see, I love myself first. I have self-respect first. So before anyone, I can have love for my woman. I can, do all these things, but at the end of the day, my self-respect, my self-love comes first. So what does that mean? If I set a boundary down once, you cross that boundary, I will rather be by myself than to stay there. So what you need to understand is that kills all that boundary crossing stuff. That kills all that, what you guys like to call testing and stuff, right? It removes it completely. Why? Because you start to send the message that, hey, listen, if this happens, I'm going to remove myself and that's the end of it. There is not going to be no repeating myself. There is not going to be no, hey, listen, and I can love you, I can miss you, but at the end of the day, I got to respect myself. And I would rather be by myself, respecting myself, than to be in a relationship with someone who doesn't respect me, because then not only do you not respect me, I don't respect myself. So 2 people don't respect me now. As opposed to if I'm by myself, I respect myself. And that's all I need. I don't need anyone else to respect me. It's nice. Sure. It's nice when people respect you, right? But at the end of the day, all you really need is yourself to respect yourself. So understand that these hiccups, man, I'm not cutting this shit out. I'm what do they call it? One take Drake. Going all in, baby. No edits, no none of that. We raw and uncut. Pause. Uncircumcised. Let's get it. So, how do you stop the arguments altogether? Like I said, you simply just set the rules down. If something happens, you leave. Why? Because if that person is not listening to you and they're not listening to your concerns, that person doesn't respect you. And then it ties back in to respecting yourself and loving yourself. Which one comes first? Does loving that person does loving that person come first for you, or does loving yourself come first for you? Because if loving yourself comes first for you and respecting yourself comes first for you, that means that you would rather leave them so that way you don't have to sit there and tolerate their arguments. You don't have to tolerate their disrespects. You don't have to tolerate a thing. You said what you said, and you mean what you said. That's the problem with a lot of you guys, is that you say something and you don't mean it. You say, hey, if this happens, we're done. The thing happens, okay, we're still good. But if it happens again, we're done. It happens again. Okay, but if it happens next time, I'm serious. Your words don't mean shit. But when you have self-love and you have self-respect, your words hold weight. Meaning, you say you're going to do something. The time comes where it's time to take action. It's time to show what it is you were talking about, right? Maybe she tested you. Maybe she did something, whatever the case may be. Now is the time to back your words up with action. But the problem is, a lot of you guys don't back your words up with action at all. You say you're going to do something. You say, oh, I'm going to stick to a diet for 90 days. Can't even do it. Why? Because you can't back your words with action. Your words don't mean shit. Even if you say, I'm going to work out for 90 days. Don't do it. Why? Because you're not backing your words with action. So when you become the man who backs his words with actions all around, then in turn, it'll be a lot easier dealing with women. Why? Because you say what you mean and you mean what you say. You mean what you say. So, one second. Yo, does anyone know how do I remove hiccups? Okay, let me take a quick 5-second breather. Let me try this. Imagine I just passed out right there. So, ask yourself this: do you go through a lot of arguments? And self-analyze yourself. Ask yourself why. That's what a lot of growth is. It's simply just analyzing yourself. Taking a moment to stay completely pause the world. Focus on what it is that you do. When you wake up, why do you wake up the way you wake up? When you wake up at the time you wake up, why do you hit the alarm and go to sleep for more? When you know you said you were going to wake up at that time, why do you go for the hub and all these websites when you told yourself you weren't going to do it? Why do you release when you told yourself you're not going to? Sit there and really analyze yourself and ask yourself, what are the triggers? What is triggering me to do this? Because everything is cause and effect in this world. So everything that you do, there's a cause and there's an effect. So the reason why I'm doing this, the 90 optimal days, this video is going to be full of hiccups. Hiccup counter. Take a shot every time I have a hiccup, right? So the reason why I'm doing 90 optimal days is simply because I've studied myself. And so the cause and the effect, right now the effect is that I'm making this video because I said I was going to do it. I'm going to listen to an audiobook for an hour. Why? Because I said I was going to do it. I worked out. Why? Because I said I was going to do it. So that's the effect. But the cause is because I said so. Because I said I was going to do it to better myself. But what you guys don't understand is the reason why you don't keep your word. The cause is you're lazy. The cause is you're complacent. The cause is that you're comfortable where you're at. You're not caring to be ambitious and continue to push to the next level. And if you are, maybe you're ambitious, but you're not really doing what it takes to get to where you need to be. Is that what it is? Ask yourself that. Analyze yourself. And when you analyze yourself, take notes. Take mental notes. Take notes on a piece of paper. Take notes in a journal. And really look back. Once a week goes by, you look back. And if your actions are the same, then something is consistent. But if your actions are different and you notice that one certain factor has changed, then you know that that's one of your triggers to make sure you do better. Or if you did something last week and then this week you're doing it worse, figure out what it is that changed. Maybe there was some stress in your life. Maybe something popped up unexpectedly that caused you to go in this state of mind where now you begin to do self-destructive behaviors. That's the video for today, God. Peace out. Don't mind my hiccups.